What do you think makes them all such a good nocturnal hunter? Well, visually in Ujjat night, the first thing you notice about it is its large around the those eyes are also controlled visually from its part from the three hand horizon the controlling vision, which in turn lies in size and construction of its eyes. In fact, its superb nocturnal vision involves two quite separate capabilities: the ability to discriminate fine details of the field and the difficulty of light. Therefore, the owl's-eye are not simply giant versions of those which they live in cousins, as you might suppose. During the daytime, there is plenty of light, and so the eyes of the like gray-skulled mammals, much larger than human, have relatively small windows, the cornea. Now, the amount of detail capable resolution by the eye will obviously increase with the size of the image. In diurnal species, the arrow lens tend to be formed with longer focal lengths, which means that a comparatively large image is brought from extrapolating out from the lens. However, the larger image gets, it's a gamer it becomes too, but because of the high intensity of light that enters through the pupil, the constant loss of brightness of large image does matter. What does mean is it still be lighting up at reverse and encounter one of the first essential for a nine operated by night. It must be considered as much as possible. The eyes are large, but size alone is not enough. Obviously, the design must differ from those of diurnal animals. One of the most striking features of an owl's eye is the relative size of the window. In photographer's jargon, nocturnal eyes are fast. That is to say, size for size, they are capable of letting in far more light than diurnal ones. In practical, a fast lens is wider than a slow one, and there is not enough light for the slow lens to reflect there onto the film. The same analogy can be drawn between the eyes of the neighbors. Now, let's take a look at a figure and compute the virtual section of the eye of a diurnal species of an owl's eye. Since an owl's eye has a large cornea, the system would tend to through just like daytime tends with the comparable of brightness. At the same time, however, rounder and more powerful lenses brings a much brighter image but closer to the lens. In a word, their eyes gives however which their even dark. The logic of this system, together with the fact that they have a highly sensitive retina, makes them all very well equipped to probe the darkness of by night. Some feet of weaving or weaving with no trouble at all. There is another conspicuous difference. I like the eye of the mouse. As horses of the eyeball, and these are fuses, and we can they cannot roll or move their eyes. That is, they can always straight ahead, but the head can construct around to accomplish the same purpose. Because the owl's eyes are separated by a significant difference of stereo vision and depth perception. One thing is that performance varying day. After all, some species hunt by day, and the creature is eagles by day. Nevertheless, the relatively enormous double eyes of the rivers are a highly sensitive piece of equipment chosen for night life. So they must be fought to against the glare of their non-dysfunction. Their muscular eye must play an important role. Today, we're Georgian period in American architecture. As we read in the text, widely used architectural labels such as Georgian and Federal were derived from a historical period when they have in turn come to elicit very specific visual images. No doubt you will soon be able to visualize and cite examples of those styles yourselves too. In any case, that's why say Hampton Plantation in Townsend, Maryland was not built while the Georgia and England ruled the American colonies between 1714 and 1775, but nevertheless is classified as Georgian. Well, the image runs ahead of reality, are actually behind reality in this case, doesn't it? Georgian style refers to a style originated in England in the 1600s based on the former critical principle of the design developed by Andrea Parodi during the Italian Renaissance. In the mid-1600s, the architect indigo John Consolman began building using point-design principles. This style became widely popular in England, replacing the medieval. The Georgian film in American architecture began about the 1700s and and Mary. It was named after its architect. Although all the architectural history book extended this period in American architecture until 1830, G&E was the reign of George IV. Most scholars now agree that in America, the style generally ran its course by the 1780s. The 8-year hiatus of the conflict during the Revolutionary War essentially ended the Georgian Empire and its original form. Later, it would be renewed in revival styles. Thus, this is one of the longest lived architectural styles in America. While many of the founders of the nation gave them held some capacious buildings and historical events of the Revolutionary War that began to visit were built in style too. Another notable thing about this style is that where early styles were discriminated among craftsmen throughout the experiment system, Georgian was spread among the builders through the new medium of unexpected correction when engraved as well. Really, the first English publication of the work between 1760 and 1720 and Houston handbook all influenced American building arts and includes the academic formal quality of the Georgian style. And eventually, from the mid-17th century, Georgian style was assimilated into an architectural powers, so that they became part and parcel to every carpenter, from Edinburgh or Melbourne. So Georgian design raised the American colonies in the form of architectural manuals and pattern books by the mid-1700s. When New England was enjoying its freedom, wealth accumulating from the eastern shield was captains, merchants, shipyard owners, and mill owners were developed new social classes. New standards of sophistication and arrogance were being established. In the colony, style now matters. Rigid England erected for present fashion and taste, and so they found. They were eager to have the new children from home that displayed status, wealth, and taste. So generals started all over the place, from Maine to Virginia in the British colonies. Just as Parody in the 16th century had freely adopted the Roman classical form and Ray and his followers did heavily emulate this early architect. So the American builder borrowed the English architectural skill wholesale and with their vengeance. However, later specialization of the rooms and the separate rooms for sleeping, cooking, dining, and so forth. Comfort, convenience, and privacy were beginning to play a role in the colonists' lifestyle as they increased their wealth. After the Revolution, Georgian conventions were slowly abandoned as a number of revival styles such as Gothic Revival enlarged the design repertoire. Another reason for this is that it's associated with the colonial regime. Curiously, though, Pennsylvania continued house until the 1860s, the time of the Civil War, while New England abandoned the Georgian style for the most part before 1800. By the way, in Canada, Georgian architecture was embraced as a sign of Canadian loyalty to Britain and the 19th century. Okay, let's look at the distinct features of the style. Georgian architecture is characterized by its sense of proportion and balance. Simple mathematical ratios were used to determine, for example, the height of the window in relation to its width and shape of the room. Regular was a term of approval because it implied symmetry and adherence to classical rules. On the other hand, the lack of symmetry was felt to fatal flaw. Regularity of house fronts around the street was a desirable feature of a Georgian town founding. Georgian design usually include one-room rooms, the earlier architecture and other elements derived from ancient Rome and Greece. Oh, what are orders? Yes, orders are a formalized system of proportions, and Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian are the major classical orders. Yeah, now look at page 79. You can see this defining feature of Georgian architecture. Renaissance-inspired rigid classical symmetry, axial entrances, geometrical proportions, and such windows in which the framing is such hollow panes and glass. You see what I mean? As you also notice, the British building has a shift roof sloping down on all four sides. American one side gives roof. See? Now look at the drawing on page 81 and look for the feature that was the most dominant in the Georgian architecture, namely Palladian. Now the feature of Palladian design were especially prevalent in the mid-Georgian period. Look at those Virginia government first near South Carolina. Do you spell the Palladian for this brand the epitomes handle the Palladian. And a two-story portable. And of course, even now, you can hear the term the Palladian window. A tall window with a flanking small to small rectangle on the top, which you can find on many buildings. Most often the same building directly above the fundamental from all periods since then. After over a century of revising the European style, late 19th century American artists began to look to their own national paths for appropriate model in their creation. Architecture and builder revised and modified the style to accommodate the more modern lifestyle and taste of the new century. That is to say, they created their colonial revival style for the Georgian style. In their eagerness to ensure that their heritage would be recognized as the architecture who exaggerates their case, they also had to find a way to offer 18th century detailed buildings without the weird decided 19th in size and function, such as railway station and public school. To accomplish this, elements of the Georgian style were emphasized in various ways. By changing of scale, by a combination of features used in a way unknown to the 18th century, or simply by repetition. It is such emphasis that helps distinguish the parent from the child. So even though we now have examples of original Georgian and Georgian revival homes and buildings to consider, you will be able to spot the original from the revival with enough time and practice. Can we still find new buildings of this style? Certainly. Although the Georgian revival enjoyed its greatest popularity and most vigorous expression in the last decades of the 19th century and the first of the 20th, it is still pretty much a part of the architectural scene. Well, unfortunately, however, most of the examples suggest that the creative revival of the Georgian style is a single past.